Don't let your story control your life. Now, everyone has a past, right? Everyone has dealt with traumas in the past. And I feel like a lot of people use those traumas to dictate or justify or be an excuse for why they can't achieve certain things, why they can't stick to a fitness plan, why they can't achieve success, why they can't get the career that they want, why they can't earn the amount of money they want. And it's worrying because being identified with that story of your past is, it's very important. The past is important. The past defines who you are in a sense. But to be wrapped up in these traumas, be it, examples being, very common examples being family members dying, siblings, fathers, children dying, depression, mental illness, anxiety, dealing with that, overcoming that, severe injuries that affect how your body works. These are all traumas. These are all past situations that affect who you are. But there comes a point where if you get too wrapped up in these past stories, this story of you, if you get too defined by this story, it severely limits your potential. And although these traumas happened, and yes, they do define you to an extent, you can't let them run your life. And I see it happen all the time because I let it run my life for a very long time. Mental illness, depression, other sort of traumas. And when you get wrapped up in this, you become a victim. And when you become a victim, you self-sabotage all the time. And as I'm saying this, if you are really wrapped up in your past traumas, and if you are a victim, for lack of a better term, you're probably relating to this right now. You're probably thinking, poor me. I could have been this. I could have reached this point in my career. I could have the body that I want, but, this happened, or this keeps dragging me down, or blah, blah, blah. There comes a point where you have to take responsibility and know that you can make a choice. Yes, those past traumas affect who you are today, but yes, you also have a choice in how you proceed, how you move forward and past those traumas, because until you take responsibility and until you take actions, change thought processes, to stop self-sabotaging and stop being a victim, until you do that, you're not going to move forward. And you're going to continue being a victim, and you're going to continue being unhappy, and you're going to be dragged backwards by the past constantly for the rest of your life. And that's not a happy way to live. That's not a good way to live. So start to catch yourself whenever you justify a behavior or a thought process. Whenever you see yourself thinking, poor me, if only this didn't happen to me, if only I can think differently or act differently. If you start catching yourself thinking that way, that's the first steps forward. And then you have to start practicing reframing those thoughts and taking responsibility for those actions, which is not an easy task to do. It's not going to happen overnight, but at least you can take steps in the right direction by catching yourself when you realize you're the victim and trying your best to reframe it, or seeking help from people who can help you do that. Don't be a victim. Take charge of your life. Peace.